Greetings, greetings. Hello, hello, hello. Gosh, how are you doing today? Greg, coming to you live from Southern Colorado. We're doing live on the road today. But guess what? We're still doing. We're doing life. Yes, we are doing life. It doesn't matter. If you're on the road, it don't matter where you're at. Guess what? We still doing. 1% journals, positive affirmations, breath work, heavy breath work today. Heavy breath work. I know I'm popping in here. Well, it depends on when you're watching this. Some of y'all will watch the replay. Some of y'all are going to get on here now. I know that I have a message for you. And so I do hope that you stay tuned for about the next hour. I've been going through an interesting week. How are you? How are you doing? Are you facing some challenges? It's so interesting, man, this healing journey, right? I get on here and I like to talk about my healing journey, right? 13 years in the works from when I hit my last rock bottom and started making some drastic changes in my life. First and foremost was getting sober. I needed to get sober. And secondly, I needed to get some help. I knew I could not do this alone because I had already tried to do it alone. I'd been trying to do life alone, right? See, this is the difference. I talk about life on life's terms. That is very different from doing life alone, trying to figure it all out. And especially if you're trying to figure it out up here, right? Based on just carrying around all kinds of trauma, emotional wounding, stress, anxiety, all the pressures of life, right? And then even if you have some acknowledged chemical dependencies, that's not going to make it any easier. Oh no, it's not. And I've been talking a lot this week about how when we are self-medicating, what's really going on there is you're looking for relief. Relief from what? From an uncomfortable feeling in your body, in your mind. You're feeling uncomfortable. You're feeling pain. You want relief. And if you feel pain, obviously the opposite of pain is pleasure. Who doesn't want to feel more pleasure in this day and age, right? But the most important thing is that again, when I was self-medicating to the max, which was getting drunk, getting high every single day, right? All I wanted was relief. And it gave me relief, but it never made the pain go away. See, this is what happens when you get the chemical response in your body. The pain doesn't go away, especially if it's just artificial, right? You're just altering your chemical state of being, and thus you're avoiding it and pushing it to the side and saying, get out of here, feelings, which is kind of the fuck your feelings mindset. And the emotional wounding, the situation that is coming up, it's still present. And it takes some major courage. It takes an extreme amount of strength to be able to acknowledge this very basic thing that happens to so many of us. We get so caught up and then we become so chemically dependent that it's like we've created a habitual pattern in our life. But here's the thing. Most of you, as I just saw 444, which is a real great number for stability, most people that have some level of chemical dependency, and it's not just drugs and alcohol anymore. I mean, food. Do you realize that your food is filled with chemicals? Right? Not vitamins, not minerals, not really good things. Most of y'all are eating a lot of chemicals. Thus you get those cravings. And yet the real way to go about this, that I'm clearly doing my best to communicate, is for you to learn how to process the feelings. I've been saying there ain't no dragons and demons. You don't got to go and battle your dragons and demons. You just got to face yourself. You got to just be able to look in the mirror and acknowledge every single thing that's happened to you and know that there is a root, just like a weed. If you've ever done weed whacking, you whack all the weeds, guess what? The roots are still there. You just cut them down and then they grow right back. If you truly want to rid yourself and have long lasting stability from an emotional standpoint, you need to get to the root of your emotional wounding. And it's really wild how intimidated, how afraid we are about this. Are you someone that can identify with that? That you are literally afraid of your own self? You're afraid to look in your own mirror and say, yeah, I've been through a lot of shit. And what's the root cause? It's not what's happening now. If you're an adult, the thing that you're dealing with right now is rooted in your childhood, 100% guaranteed. It's perpetuated by your suffering, which takes me to a whole nother conversation. You may even hear my voice. It's a little hoarse right now. And I've been doing a lot of breath work. I've been doing a lot of healing, and I've had a really sore throat lately. And, the thing about the suffering that so many people are experiencing right now, everyone, unless you're on the healing path, which is the purpose of your soul on this planet, you are suffering, period. There's there's nothing else to it. You will be in a state of suffering. And how do I know this to be true? Because if you look at the energetic vibrational chart, the whole bottom half, which is what most people are experiencing, is a state of suffering. It's not until you fully embrace that this is a spiritual journey that you are on, your soul signed up for this, until you fully embrace that. And that is literally doing life on life's terms each and every day, no days off. Like, it is your primary purpose on this planet is to transcend all the suffering. You will come back and you will continue to do lifetimes of suffering until you get this fact. That is like the whole game. For those of you that are really hearing this message, this is the game. It is to transcend the suffering. If you choose not to do the inner work, you will continue to have lifetimes upon lifetimes upon lifetimes that are immersed in suffering. You have to transcend the suffering. This is the whole purpose. And at the root of that is for you to acknowledge everything you've been through, not with judgment, not critical, but with compassion, with understanding at a spiritual level, to understand at a spiritual level that nothing has happened to you. You're not a victim. You signed up for this. And this is one of the hardest things for people to wrap their heart, soul, and minds around, is to say, wait, how did I sign up for this? You signed up for it. You've just lost yourself, meaning the soul, in the physical identity. Whoever you think you are, if you go grab your ID, I just got a brand new driver's license on there. It talks about New Mexico. It talks about, what city I'm from, what height, all this stuff. You got caught up in that. You're caught up in your ego, your egoic perception of reality. This is not what we are leaving that behind. globally. Humanity is starting to leave the ego, the physical identity behind. And where are we going? Spiritual. To the spiritual identity, the identity of eternity, the identity of oneness, love, joy, and peace. It's so beautiful. And I believe that's what I'm here for. Is to continue on my own path of healing. And I'm on I'm on some next level shit right now. Wow. I wish I could tell you that, man, you stay on this path, you keep healing, it's worth it. It is your purpose. But it doesn't get easier, right? It does not get easier. You evolve those spiritually so that you handle these things that come your way with more and more confidence. And what most people are lacking is a true connection with the divine. And most of us, we're suffering, right? Most of us are suffering. Humanity all around, everywhere, is suffering. This is the whole thing. This is the whole game. I'm going to share with you guys the vibrational energy chart. I'm going to share this with you because this is literally the roadmap. This is why what I'm saying it has to make sense to me first. I mean, if this shit didn't make sense to me, I would shut the fuck up. Straight up, man, I would shut up. There's nothing to talk about. But right here, we have this chart. And so, right here at courage, below courage, this contracted part of who we are, right? That is literally suffering. It's human suffering. Think about it. Do you feel shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, unmet desire, right? Desire is like there's something that you need on the outside of you, and because like you feel a lack within. I did a video the other day because I'm learning something new. It's literally aggressive consumer behaviors. And it's something I know I've struggled with, constantly looking for things on the outside to fill my cup of love when it's like, no, you need to be the love. Anger, pride. This is all suffering. It's not until you get past courage and then you get to start. The neutrality is literally starting life with a blank slate, a clear slate. But the question is, how do we go from all of this to this, right? Because we really want to get into here. Love, joy, peace. Love, joy, peace. Right? Love, joy, peace. Here is actually the steps. Courage, neutrality, a willingness to accept, and understanding the reason for this whole experience. It all makes sense. It's perfect. This is literally a perfect process that guides us through. This is what's going on. And it's not just for me, it's not just for you. This is every single soul on this planet. We all are called for the same purpose, to transcend our suffering. This is all suffering down here from pride below. But yet we've become so attached. Have you become attached to your identity, to your image? And even then, it's probably a false image of self. It's probably not even your truest image because you're not seeing the divine. If you truly saw yourself for who you were, you would see love, joy, and peace. You would be able to look at any single person on this planet, those that have hurt you, those that have hated you, those that oppose you, those that love you, you would see them all the same. Did you hear that? You would see everyone the same. This is the neutrality. It's neutral. And the reason why I keep saying this, and I know it causes a lot of people struggle, Think about it. Think about this. Who has caused you the most pain in your life? People that you love and they say they love you, or strangers? Who's caused you more emotional pain in your life? People you love, people that say they love you, or complete strangers? Everyone I've been talking to, they say it's people they love, right? So if the people you love on this planet are the ones that cause you the most pain, this is a physical exchange. The people you love cause you the most pain. The people that, even if it's just a temporary, right? There's an attachment there and then they hurt you. Here's the thing. Why not at the soul level before we even come to this earth? Think about it like this. Could this be what happens? That your soul and that person's soul, y'all sit there and say, hey, in order for us to get to all of this, back to enlightenment, which is oneness, it's not just like you're not just glowing, walking around. It's just oneness. It's having total bliss and peace on yourself, knowing that we're all one. There's a connection energetically. We are one. But could you imagine before you came to this earth, if the souls that of all the souls that have been in your life that have caused you pain, caused you pleasure, whatever it is, you all came to a plan to say, hey, this is how we're going to work this out this lifetime, where you're going to hurt me, I hurt you last time, like you have all knowledge, and you come to an agreement that this is what is the theatrics of what is going to happen in order for you to do what? Transcend the suffering. You need to have those deep emotional wounds to overcome those wounds. I don't understand why that's how it works, but I do believe this is what is happening. And I believe more and more people are starting to awaken to this fact, because what else is it about here on this planet? Is it really about just suffering? Is it really? Who's not suffering that isn't on this spiritual path? Whether it's you're angry, you're sad, you're hurt, you're wounded, right? Who's not suffering? What is it really about? You think it's just about waking up, growing up, getting a job, paying your bills, paying your taxes, falling in love, getting your heart broke, right? Driving around, complaining about this, being submissive to that. What, and then you die? That's where you buy new things, right? Discarding old things, eating a bunch of food, drinking a bunch of drink. Just you think it's just about revelry and getting fucked up and just whatever? You think it's just to just fuck off? This whole life? It's all about just fucking off? Or is it about truly awakening to your true identity, which is spirit? Your identity is spirit. Your identity is not so and so from whatever country, whatever gender, whatever tribe, whatever you think you identify as, whatever's on my ID. I can guarantee you that's not who I am at the essence of who I am. That is the character I'm playing on this planet right now. But the essence of who I am is the soul within. And I believe it's the same with you and every single buddy else, everyone else. Here's the other thing is when we get to the soul level, there's no hierarchy of your soul's better than my soul, right? Because you're 80 and I'm 46 and my kid's 15, right? My son's soul's lesser than my soul because he's 16 and I'm 46. That's no. When we get to the soul level, all are equal. Every soul is equal. It's equality. It's only through our ego that we're like, oh no, I'm in charge here. I'm the authoritarian. You do as I say, not as I do. When I'm someone, again, if these beliefs rattle your cage, make you super uncomfortable, then you're probably just not ready for this. Go believe whatever it is that you need to believe to give you a sense of normalcy and comfort. I do, but I believe that the more and more that you avoid doing the work, the inner work that alleviates your suffering, it frees you from all this down here. It frees you from pride to shame. It frees you from that. And you rise. You rise. And you begin to soar. And you begin to truly embody love, joy, peace. There's no hierarchy of, oh, you're a dad, so you're better or more in charge or more authoritarian than your kids. I was raised by authoritarian generation. That shit didn't work. What did I get told all the time? Right? Do as I say, not as I do. Don't you talk down to me. My opinion's still not welcome with certain people in my family just based on their own limiting beliefs. But I don't treat my children like that. I see my children as, and I don't even like to call my children, I see them, these two humans, as trainers. Because I believe in the theatrics of this experience that we're having. I believe in multiple lifetimes. If you don't, so be it. I don't know what else makes sense. If you think this is one and done, right, then I don't know what else to tell you, because that's to me that doesn't sit in my soul, right? That it's one and done. Right? That, okay, you do the magic trick, you find this spiritual leader, and then you're good. You can kind of screw off the rest of your life struggling, but you found the spiritual leader, right? And you're good. But if you don't, then you're gonna burn in hell for eternity. I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. I don't believe all that. I believe this is an experience that goes round and round and round and round and round we go. And I've had lots of near death experiences. I'm seeing someone write about that. And I think just even my own self destructive patterns and behaviors were an attempt for me to literally cause myself more and more pain, more and more suffering in order to do what? In order to break free from it at some point. I know I've been hard to kill. I should have been gone a long time ago because of all some of the crazy shit that I've done. Right? I've always said that I should either be in prison for life or I should be in already in the dirt. And yet here I am talking to you about all this spiritual healing journey. And I believe that this right here is the roadmap. This is what most people are not seeing. That this is what takes you beyond your pain. The thing that you need to realize right in here is courage. What it truly takes, the courage, is that once you have taken an inventory and truly acknowledged everything that's happened in your life, where you need to be even more courageous, and the neutrality, that combination right there is forgiveness in your heart of hearts. And that's not a two-way street. You don't need to go crawl back to somebody that has hurt you saying, please forgive me, when they hurt you. You just say in your heart of hearts, you release them, you forgive them of their offense, knowing that at the soul level, you agreed to this. You agreed to it. You agreed to have them hurt you. That's hard to wrap your head around because that's the problem. We're also leaving the age of information and intellect. We're way too intellectual, and we're way too informed. We have all the information of the whole entire world at our fingertips. We ain't got to type no more. You just speak it. And yet we're shifting into the age of intuition. And in order for your intuition to be clear, guess what? You have to be chemically free. You have to allow yourself to release all the self medicated chemical dependency. so that you can clear your mind, clear your soul, clear your body, and heal. Heal spiritually, heal emotionally, heal physically. This is what I have experienced in 13 years. I gave up the alcohol, I gave up the weed, right? And I healed, and I saw it happen little by little, day after day, 1% better every day, relentlessly. Mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, physical health, financial health. This is what's going on. I feel like a damn poster child for what is the potential of every human being on this planet. Does that mean I'm done though? No, I'm not done. I'm actually going through deeper levels of healing right now, far deeper than I ever could have imagined. And that's the healing I'm doing right now is having to face even deeper levels of fear, deeper levels of pain. And I wish I could give you the reassurance that, man, to heal is somehow easier than the suffering. It's not, because in order to heal, you have to process all the suffering. There it is. There it is. Hear this. If you want to know how to heal yourself, really heal, not magic tricks. There is no magic trick. There is not a prayer you can say that fucking heals you. I promise you, it will not heal your emotional wounding and your subconscious programs. Guaranteed, you know this. The way that you truly heal is you have to process all your suffering. And here's how that works. Every time that you've ever felt pain, every time that you've ever been hurt, and every time that it reoccurred, you basically got yourself a little vial, right? A little vial or a little tiny bottle, and you put that pain in there. Call it fear, call it guilt, call it shame, call it pride, call it anger, right? And you put it inside your soul. And it gets triggered as you move about this earth. It could be for a million different things can trigger your feeling uncomfortable again. And when you do, if you're someone that's chemically dependent, guess what you do? Subconsciously, you say, uh-oh, I'm feeling pain. I need pleasure and I need it quick because I don't want to feel the pain. So you've taught yourself to avoid the pain, but it doesn't get rid of the pain. It doesn't get rid of the pain to avoid the pain. You don't get rid of it. And you got to figure, how many vials do you have inside your soul? Each and every one of those needs to be dumped out. And that's the processing of emotions. If you're someone that has a lot of fear inside of you, you have to go through and sit in the fear and release it one drop at a time, one vial at a time. If you're someone that has a lot of grief, you got to sit in the grief and release the grief, life on life's terms. There's no other way to do it. There's not a magic trick. Sitting there and saying a prayer 1,000 times doesn't process and release programs that are inside of you, emotional shit that is trapped inside your body. You have to sit in it once it is triggered. And the way that you get to that place is this whole entire process. It's packed into this baby right here. And there's a lot of people hopping on this bandwagon, the 1% better everyday journal. Because what you need to start to open yourself up to is understanding, how do you go from self-sabotage, self-abandonment, self-destruction to self-mastery? How do you get from there? Because it's literally this process here. There's no circumventing. You can't just take the elevator to the top. You can, but you have to do it floor by floor. You only get to go to one floor at a time. So when you're finally sick and tired how, when you are finally ready, this is what you got to do. You do the self-discovery work. I've been talking about this ever since we started talking. And if you're looking for a resource to do some self-discovery, which what is self-discovery? It's looking in the mirror, it's looking within, and it's doing it with compassion, not with judgment, not with shame, not with guilt. You have to just be fucking really honest. And one of the biggest things that you need to do in that shift from self-destruction, self-sabotage, self-loathing, self-abandonment is you need to get sober. You need to have a clear mind. If your mind is still chemically dependent, there's going to be all kinds of delusion as to what you are going to be seeing in the mirror. And you know that to be the truth as to right now. Your current state of being, you are delusional. I know this because I was delusional when I was wrapped up in my addictions, my self-medicating patterns and habits. I was delusional. You need to have a clear mind to clear your energy field, to clear your soul, to cleanse yourself of all of the suffering. You have to be clear-minded. You cannot still be getting drunk, high, chemical dependencies. Like it doesn't, they can't go together. It's oil and water. To still be delusioned, yeah, you're not going to do it. So that's a really hard truth to this process. Because so many of you, you identify with the social norms, drinking socially acceptable. It doesn't matter if it's socially acceptable. Is it for you? Is it building you up? Is it making you a better version of yourself each and every day? Yes or no? It's not about acceptance at a social level. It's about you looking in the mirror and saying, is this truly the best version of me? Or am I using this to numb my pain, to bring me quick relief? And thus, I'm holding myself back. Thus, I am captive within my own self. And at some point, there's got to be something better. That's what it took me for me to do this, right? Here's the sad thing. We are all given an opportunity to do this peacefully, to go through this whole process peacefully, to just surrender and say, you know what, I'm done. You know what, he's right. I believe what he's saying. I want to follow that path. I'm done. I'm surrendered. You all have the opportunity to do that. But we're so stubborn. We're so caught up in the delusion, in the heaviness of our identification and the chemical dependencies and all this other bullshit, that what it usually takes, most people, is something really catastrophic happening in your life to wake you up, to shake you. And you know what's crazy is even when that happens, you look for a quick fix to solve all the problems, the legal issues, the falling out of relationships, the troubles. You look for all the fastest ways to fix all that shit, as opposed to saying, I am fucking done, man. I'm done. This was the spirit inside of me when I hit my rock bottom 13 years ago. I was like, I am so done, man. I'm done. I'm not fucking around no more. I'm not just saying I'm done. I'm not going to just say I'm done for the week, done for the month, done for this year. I am done. I am going. There has to be something better. There has to be something better. And I knew that I was just like, I can't do this anymore. There's something better inside of me. And that has been the relentless pursuit that I've been on for the past 13 years. And this is what I am sharing with you. There's no quick fixes here. It's literally 1% better every day. It's showing up life on life's terms. LOLT, as one of our, as Brian has kind of pointed out. I love that. LOLT, life on life's terms. It is literally the standard of results kill excuses. It is the value and the authenticity of my word. If I am not living life on life's terms, then I am full of shit. There's a lot of areas, man, where they say, hey, okay, give up the really bad chemical, but it's okay if you pick up other chemicals because they're not so bad. No, man, it ain't none of that shit. You don't give up one chemical for a lesser chemical. Maybe that's a part of your process, but the ultimate goal needs to be none. No chemicals. Sober minded, clear minded. And the way that that becomes the reality is by you loving yourself more than you love that, which gives you temporary relief and never solves your problems. Did you hear that? You have to love yourself, your soul, more than the thing that gives you a temporary relief and never solves any problems. It only causes more harm. Which excites me because I truly believe more people now than ever before are starting to hear this. They're starting to tap in. They're starting to be like, you know what? I'm kind of hearing this now. I'm hearing this. Oh, shit. And it's uncomfortable. But the beautiful thing is you ain't got to do it alone. You don't have to do this journey alone anymore. If you're looking to start some of the self-discovery work, download the app. Results Kill Excuses. Don't just download it. Start to do the coursework. And it looks cute. They're fun worksheets. You got video guidance from me. But it's challenging work. And the beautiful thing, though, is that don't just do the work. I really encourage you to start engaging with the community, start connecting with people. There's literally chat rooms for each of the courses where you can start asking questions and start to connect with people that are also searching and discovering and trying to figure out a way forward without having the bottom fucking fall out again. You're worth that. And you're so worth that I literally put all that out there for free. There's no charge. There's no gimmicks to that piece of it. So many of us did. So many of us had to put other people. It's the programming. Putting other people ahead of yourself is the programming. It's something you have to transcend. Do you understand what I mean by transcending it? It's something that it's a part of the program of this planet that you need to overcome. When the veil is lifted, when you start seeing spiritually, oh, wait, what the heck is going on here, man? Holy shit, I've abandoned myself my whole life. Wait, something's not right. It's the whole program is to externalize everything. From the earliest age, we're dependent on other things on the outside. And then there's this whole other negative piece to it that is literally telling you if you focus on yourself, you're a narcissist, you're egomaniac, you're self-centered. So there is all of this programming upon the planet that wants you to not focus on yourself. It wants you to not be ever connected with who you are on the inside. I'm so grateful that you're here too, Mark. Thank you. I love you guys. I love everyone that's been engaging with the message. I believe that it's for a time such as now. More and more people are starting to say, man, this is not it. Whatever life you've been living, which is literally rooted in suffering, the time has come for you to do the inner work. It's not about religion. It's about your spirituality. It's about the soul in you. Your soul's purpose on this planet is not to just suffer forever. It's to transcend the suffering. It's to truly awaken to the fullness of who you are at the soul level. And that's the self-discovery work. And I'm telling you, it's going to be that self-discovery work is hard to do when you still got all kinds of chemical dependencies. But you can start the self-discovery work with it. But here's the next step. What comes after self-discovery? From self-sabotage, self-discovery, self-improvement. So in this, from the self-discovery to the self-improvement, that's when you need to realize, okay, these things are not working for me. How do I let these go? And for some people, it may be a lot of professional help. It may be going into detox, recovery. I mean, whatever it takes. You need to go all in on you, whatever it takes to make the improvements. Some improvements should be hard stop, cold turkey. Some improvements are going to take some time, but it needs to be sincere and it has to be on you. And once you start realizing, okay, here's the areas of my life that I know I can change, you also need to have that realistic approach, right? What can you change? What can't you change? What are the things that you know you can improve? Without judgment, without being critical, because that you have to release that grief, that shame of knowing that, look, it's not, if it's in the past, it's in the past. All you need to do, the thing that you need to do is become aware of your past, to observe it like a story. It's like reading a book. It's like reading a story, right? You can even take it down to just a little fairy tale. Like you got to read this story and it happens to be your life. You need to disconnect from that because you do have to account for everything, all the major significant moments throughout your life. And as you become more aware and get to the acknowledgement, that's when you can release and you can redefine it. It's not about sweeping it under the rug. You've been doing that. You've already swept it under the rug and been stomping all over your past and acting if it ain't there. It doesn't go away until you take your power back. How do you take your power back? By redefining your past and understanding it through the lens of an eternal spirit at the soul level, that all of these things were things that you agreed upon, that you needed to have happen. As terrible as they were, you made it through it. You're holding on to an invisible emotion that's locked up in your body. And all you have to do is acknowledge it, have compassion over it, and release it through forgiveness. And that's a one-way street. Forgiving yourself, forgiving everyone involved, and you just set yourself free and you redefine your past. And from this day forward, guess what you get to do? You get to write the most incredible story. You get to write how the story ends. Do you want more of the same? Do you want a mediocre ending to your life? Or do you want to write the most incredible story ever told? And so for some of you, that may be a stretch. What? The most incredible story ever told? Yes. I'm living proof of it happening right here, right now. My life every single day. This is so authentic. I talk to people live and they're like, do you really live this? And I'm like, man, you can follow me around. Y'all can follow me around, man, and see like everything behind the scenes is absolutely sincerity, authenticity. This is who I am every single day in every single way. And it's just the greatest fulfillment of my life to be able to hold myself to that standard, to have set myself free, and now to be able to breathe life, hope, optimism, courage, strength, love, joy, peace into you listening, hearing this message. But I also know that if you're not ready to do the work, that's okay. The work will wait for you. And whether it's in this lifetime or you want to do suffering for 10 more lifetimes, whenever you're ready to do your soul's work, it'll be ready for you. We all have this purpose, is to let go and transcend our suffering. What lifetime do you want to do it? Do you want to do it here and now and do it for real, where it's like no days off, I'm all in? Or do you just want it to be like, okay, well, I'll give it a month. I'll invest a month of time or 1 week and I'll see what happens. And then we'll go from there. Okay, whatever you need to do, right? That is life on your terms. It needs to be life on life's terms. There's a difference in there. Life on life's terms, life on your terms. You've been doing life on your terms. I'm an adult. Ain't nobody could tell me what to do. I like doing this. I like doing that. There's a lot of things that I used to love to do. I don't do no more because I have actually found things that I love to do even more that build me up, that fill my cup, that energize me, charge me, that give me real and authentic connection. Which brought up a point. Someone that's been going through a lot of healing work, right? Which is part of that, like leaving the self sabotage, doing the self discovery, looking for ways to improve. We can often find ourselves kind of like bored. Like, what am I had all these old patterns and these habits, and I know that they're not really working for me anymore. And now I don't know what to do. I always start with this. The way that you're going to really maintain and sustain this journey is through self love. Most of us, we don't understand what self love is, right? First, you need to know the love languages and know which ones are yours, right? There's words of affirmation, there's physical touch, there's acts of service, there's gifts, and there's quality time. Then the second piece to that is I always go back into the inner child and say, what did you love to do by yourself, not with other people, when you were a little kid? Because I was talking to someone last night, and right away when I asked them that, oh, you don't understand, I had such a terrible childhood. I'm like, well, hold on. Okay, I get that. But there had to have been something that you loved to do when no one else was around. And then they thought about it and they're like, you know what I did? I used to love to read and I used to love to write. And I'm like, perfect. When is the last time you read a book? Well, it's been a long time. When is the last time you did some journaling or wrote a story? A long time. Why does everybody say that? So the thing is you know what you need to do, but you don't want to do it. Why don't you want to do it? Think about the things you love to do. Oh, because you're not a kid no more. I have Spanish blood in me, and this goes back like to the 1500s in the U.S., like old man, pre-U.S., the conquistadors. Well, I even have lineage to Ponce de Leon, and they were looking for the cities of gold, and they were also looking for a fountain of youth. And what I have found is the fountain of youth exists within each and every one of us. Do you want to know what the fountain of youth is? It's literally you reconnecting with your inner child and showing up for them by seeing them, by hearing them, by loving them, by caring for them, by listening to them, and also by doing the things you used to love to do as a little kid. But you're an adult. You don't know. You do have time for that. That part of you is still there. That youthful, playful part of you is there. You've just gotten hardened by thinking that this whole life is about being a fucking adult that suffers. It's not about being a suffering adult. This life is more about being the childlike, right, innocent, open-hearted version of you before all the fucking shit came through. It's getting back to that. I know that that connected with somebody because that connected with me recently. There was a time when your heart was open as a child. And yes, that's what attracts a lot of the things that hurt us because we're open. So then we shut down and then we figure out, well, man, I got to survive this motherfucker. So let me just go all in on the adult thing. And you got to keep doing that, bro. That's why I get outside in nature as much as possible. I'm here in southern Colorado. I was in the hot water last night. I was in the cold river. Everybody's like, damn, what the fuck's this guy doing in that river? Right? I'm going to spend a lot of time in nature today. Nature is so healing. You got to give yourself permission. And what's so beautiful is as you allow your mind to clear, as you start creating a morning routine, right? Non-negotiables, the morning routine, right? Which is packed into, let me see if I could bring this up. The 1% Better Everyday Journal is, developing a morning routine. How many of you have a morning routine? It's so important to have a morning routine, something that you're actually focused on each and every day. And this is another part of what, like when I share with people, the fact that every single day I do this stuff. Like, and I know that trips people out there like, no way, man. How could you really do that every day? I do it every day. Right. So here's the inside of the 1% Better Everyday Journal. But I wanted to go into, so right here, this is your morning gratitude worksheet. Right in here, you got mindful practices. This is like every day, and then none of this costs you anything other than some time. Every single day, you guys, every day, I wake up, boom, I'm pressing positive affirmations every day. And I've been doing some really heavy breath work. And I can promise you, if you've been on the channel and you're tuned in to the breathwork exercises, it's going to get even more incredible. I'm going through a whole nother level of spiritual healing and with a spiritual teacher that I'm going to, again, the beautiful thing is that everything that I heal inside of me gives me an opportunity to help others heal things inside of them. And the same is true with you. But again, positive affirmations, this is every morning. Breath work every morning. Journaling every morning. And you got to have a fancy 1% everyday journal? Maybe you need that because this is structured, it's guided, and it makes journaling fun. I can tell you, there were so many days that I stared at a blank piece of paper because I didn't know what to write, and I didn't even really like to write. So I've created something that really helped me along the process. But I also believe in meditation and prayer. I believe in, if you're stressed out, how do you get centered back on yourself? Right? Remember, the emotion comes up. Oh, wait, I'm feeling nervous. I'm feeling afraid. I'm feeling scared. Uh-oh, let me get drunk. Let me get high. Let me eat this food. No, that's the old wounded version looking for quick relief to your pain. And it doesn't heal nothing. The way you heal something is you say, wait, I have a new tool. Let me kick off my shoes and socks. Sounds silly as fuck. Let me go outside in the grass, the dirt, the sand, the natural earth, and let me just stand there for a minute, do some breath work, tell myself it's going to be okay, acknowledge that I'm feeling stressed, identify, name your feeling, and just doing that alone shifts your mind from fight or flight into the calming, soothing state. Just having the acknowledgement to say, oh wait, yeah, I'm feeling really scared right now. I'm feeling really inadequate right now. I'm feeling really helpless right now. When was the last time you done that? even just doing sun gazing. For me, it's getting in that cold water and finding peace in the cold. It's uncomfortable, but I find peace in the things that are uncomfortable. And yet that's what sets me free each and every day, is that I have given myself that key to freedom, because I can now sit in the uncomfortable physical world, but I can also sit within the uncomfortable internal world, which is even superior. And in sitting there, I process. I can process. I can say, you know what, I'm feeling nervous right now. Why would I be feeling nervous? Well, this happened and that happened. Let's feel nervous for a minute. Let's breathe. Let's kick off our shoes. Let's kick off our socks. Let's do a breath work. Let's do a guided meditation. I mean, this is like, let's sit down and let's write down what is happening in our life. And so a lot of you are jumping on the 1% better everyday journal, because it's not just journaling. Literally packed into there is a 91-day, 5 phases of personal growth that guides you through the beginnings of understanding self-sabotage to self-mastery, with guided videos throughout that process from me. There's also opportunities for you to do some of the free writing, auto writing, but it also activates your accountability. If you're someone that is stuck in life, like, this guides you through that, because it sets the bar so stinking low. And you get these guided videos from me saying, set the bar low, set it even lower, until you build your self-confidence, until you really start to regain your self-trust. So it's literally like having you basically got a life coach in there. You got a guide in there. I mean, there's so much packed into this 13-week volume 1. There's actually 4 volumes to the series that'll guide you through a whole year of transformation. But it takes you wanting to change. It takes you wanting to change. And here's the 5-phase wheel, right? First 18 days is breaking through self-sabotaging patterns, and there's a lot of reflection questions and prompts in there that, again, on the tougher ones, I'm there giving you a lesson, right? Sometimes 10, 20, 30-minute lesson to really talk about self-sabotage. Then day 19 through 36, you start getting into self-improvement, building a solid foundation. Then 37 through 54, you're going to start working on self-development, so that you can develop some of these new improvements and start making them second nature. And then for 55 through 72, you're going to start cultivating more self-awareness. And the final phase here is reaching self-mastery. And so it's understanding that cycle. Are you going to be totally self-mastered at the end of the 91 days? No, but at least you understand this is a repetitive pattern. You got to stay after it every day, 1% better. And someone mentioned earlier this week, man, I don't think nirvana is considered work, but it does feel like work. When I do like breath work, when I do my exercises, it's intentional, man. It's heavy duty stuff. It's not passive. And I think journaling is the same way. Journaling takes you showing up and being intentional in life with what you got going on. And a lot of people, because you're so miserable with your job, right? You're resistant to work, but it's like, this is the best investment of any time that you have available to you. When you start doing the personal improvement, self mastery work. And if you just look back on the past year, on 2024, if you're a sports fan, how many hours did you spend watching sports, watching sports news, consuming sports talk, whatever it is, all things sports that you're not playing? I mean, can you even imagine the hours? That's got to be a huge block of time. And I know because I was the biggest fanatic. Huge block of time. If your success, you living your dream life, was you literally just giving up that and saying, maybe you don't even have to put it, I'm giving it up forever. But how terrible and how painful would it be if you gave it up for a year and you substituted the time that you're focusing on very high level professional athletes that are paid abundantly well? They're all multi millionaires. How would your life improve if you put that energy back on yourself? What if that was the only thing it took for you to truly get unstuck and unleash the greatness inside of you? 1 year. And it starts by doing it one day at a time, 1% better every day. Because the truth is, if you can do it once, you can do it endless amount of times. If I was to do a physical challenge right now and say, okay, how many of you can do, let's knock out 50 push-ups. My guess is most of y'all probably couldn't do 50 push-ups one go. But could you do 5 push-ups 10 times? Even if it took 2 hours? Yes. Could you do one push-up 50 times even if it took 5 hours? What are you willing to do? And what it takes is you having an honest appraisal of yourself, guilt-free, shame-free. You can't be guilty and shameful about where you are at. That is the forgiveness. That when I say forgive yourself, it's the only way you forgive yourself is to fully be honest with yourself about yourself. Where do you stand right now? Not where do you wish you could be? Where did you used to be that you're not anymore? Where are you right now? Because from where you are right now, maybe you're doing one push-up 50 times that takes 8 hours. Maybe you do 5 push-ups 10 times and that takes 2 hours. Maybe you're someone that does 25 push-ups 2 times and it takes you 10 minutes. Maybe you just knock out all 50. Maybe you do 50 times 4, 5, 10. I don't know. But you have to be honest with where you are right now and leave the guilt and the shame and the pain and the grief behind. Give yourself that permission to say, man, I know I can do better. I'm worthy of doing better. And guess what? I'm ready to start doing better. And guess what? You don't have to do it alone anymore. That's what this community is for. It's to build each other up, not tear each other down. Stop tearing yourself down. Start locking in to a like-minded community of positive people that are saying enough's enough of the bullshit. I'm going to build myself up. I want to contribute to others that are doing the same so that we can truly become the best versions of ourselves together. You have to do the work on your own, but you don't have to do it alone. You can download the app. You can start contributing to the community page, right? Start engaging in some of the coursework there, and then start opening up conversations with other members. It's a powerful thing. And I'm grateful for everybody that has been listening, that has been tuning in. If you've made it, or whenever you're hopping on here, just some things on my side is that I'm on the road right now, obviously, not in the studio. I've actually been without Wi-Fi since Wednesday at noon, which has been really challenging, really interesting, because it's like I'm learning how important it is for me to find ways to get the message out still versus just giving up. And it's been a really big challenge. And yet I'm grateful that I'm on the road. And I'm grateful that I can still connect with you. But I had to do it at a different time. And that's okay, right? That's what you call just being flexible, adapting, not allowing myself to be defeated, knowing that this matters to me. I'm going to show up no matter what. And the consistency matters, the commitment matters, but here's what also matters: to give myself permission, for you to give yourself permission to be imperfect and to take action regardless. I'm going to say that again. Be committed, be consistent, permission to be imperfect and to take action no matter what. CCIA, committed, consistent, imperfect action. Give yourself that permission to get unstuck, to lock in, to keep going no matter what. You get knocked down, you get back up, you dust yourself off, and you keep going. Take some time to reflect on why you got knocked down, what was really happening. This is one of the most powerful parts of journaling, is it allows you to process your healing. It allows you to sort through life's challenges, because you can't do it all in your head. I know that I've always thought, man, I'm a mastermind, I could do it. When I learned and started engaging in writing shit down and journaling, getting it out of my head, putting it on paper, I mean, my healing went to a whole nother level, because I was downloading all of the clutter in my mind, all of I was lost. I got lost. I got lost. That's a part of the road trip right now. Service has been a little challenging. Hopefully, you guys hear me. I'm back on here. I am going to get off though, because I know that it's going to be um, a little challenging for me to finish up this message. I hope I gave you guys a lot of value today, a lot of things to chew on. I do always greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate just you supporting the message, but ultimately you investing in you. There's nothing more encouraging than hearing about the success of each and every one of you that's putting in the work, investing in yourself, and really starting to open yourself up to really becoming the best version of you. So I can tell you, hopefully, this next week is going to be a lot more connected. I'll probably do a live Monday tomorrow. That's MLK. I'll probably find some more time to be able to connect with you all tomorrow. Um, I'm going through a lot of healing right now, and I hope you are too. Continue to embrace your healing journey. Continue to really just dig even deeper into the healing and the growth and the opportunities that are right there for you right now. Because that's, again, 13 years on this journey, and I'm at a whole nother dark night of the soul. It's like this evolved version of it. and it's filled with challenges, but I embrace that because again, I know that every little part of me that I heal is going to give me an opportunity to give back. And so, yeah, go play outside. I'm going to go play outside today. It's going to be fun. It's been cold. It's been really cold out here in Colorado, but I've always said I'm from New Mexico. My soul's in New Mexico, but my heart's out here in Colorado, staying at some cabins. The river's right there. It's frozen over, and yeah, I'm gonna spend some time outside. I highly encourage you to do the same. Kick off your shoes, kick off your socks, get yourself look for a just a positive mindset, guided meditation, something to listen to, and just gaze on the sun. I know it's pretty freezing around the US depending on where you're watching this. There's a lot of cold temps right now, but bundle up and allow yourself to just really connect with the environment, with the elements. With that being said, I love you guys. um, I'll try and put a notice out, but I'm going to do a live tomorrow. It's a holiday. It'll probably be in the morning. We'll try and get it going in the morning. And beyond that, I love you guys as I just see 111s all across the timer. You know the drill. Results kill excuses because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.